Okay, Assalamualaikum to Dr. Hafiz. Today I will talk about the last week task, that is week 11 slide, nutrient changes. So for the first slide, cooking is a transformative process. It makes food safer, more digestible, and unlocks incredible flavors and aromas. However, the very heat that creates these benefits can also degrade the vital nutrients within our ingredients. Every meal we prepare involves a series of trade-offs between taste, safety, and nutrition. So we move to next slide. Heat is the engine of transformation in the kitchen. So this is the 4 category. First is safety. The function is to destroy pathogenic bacteria, for example, salmonella, and natural toxins, for example, in kidney beans, making food safe to eat. The second one is digestibility. The function is to break down through structures like cellulose in vegetables and collagen in meat, making nutrients more accessible to our bodies. The third one is palatability. The function is to improve flavor, texture, and appearance. Heat triggers chemical reactions that create the complex aromas and taste we crave. The last one is preservation. The function is to destroy enzymes that cause spoilage, extending the life of food. Okay, so for this slide, understanding the 3 pathways of heat. So every cooking method use one or more of these 3 fundamental heat transfer principles to transform food. So this is the 3 pathway of heats. First is convection, movement of fluids. So the convection heat is transferred by the circulation of hot air or liquid. For example, roasting in an oven or boiling potatoes in water. The second one is conduction. The conduction is direct contact. Heat travels from the source through the pan directly into the food. So for example, is searing a stick in a hot pan. So the last one is radiation. The direct energy waves. Heat radiates from a source and is absorbed by the food surface. The example is broiling fish or toasting bread. Okay, so we move to this slide. The chemistry of deliciousness. When heat is applied, food undergoes profound chemical changes that create flavor, color, and texture. So this is the 4 of category chemistry of deliciousness. The first one is Maillard reaction. The Maillard reaction is the most important browning reaction. Occurs between amino acids and sugars at high temperatures, creating hundreds of new aroma and flavor compounds. This is the savory crust on bread and the sear on meat. So the second one is caramelization. Caramelization is the browning of sugar itself. When heated, sugar molecules break down and reform into new compounds with a rich, nutty, and slightly bitter flavor. The third one is dextrinization. Dextrinization is the breakdown of long starch chains into shorter, sweeter tasting chains called dextrins, which also contribute to browning. Think of toasted bread. So the last one is protein coagulation. The proteins unwind and link together, causing food to become firm or solid. For example, cooked egg. Okay, the next slide is we want to discuss about the chef's toolkit, a spectrum of cooking methods. Okay, so cooking methods can be broadly categorized by the medium to transfer heat. Each category covers a unique set of outcomes for texture, flavor, and nutrient retention. So this is the 3 of a spectrum of cooking methods. The first one, the green color is moist heat. The second one, the yellow color is dry heat, and the third one, the red color is frying. So I want to tell doctor about the moist heat. So the moist heat is use water, steam, or stock. So for example, moist heat is boiling, simmering, poaching, steaming, stewing, and braising. The key outcome is tender, moist food, and gentle cooking. So next is the dry heat. Dry heat is use hot air or radiant heat. So for example of dry heat is roasting, baking, grilling, and barbecuing. The key outcome of dry heat is brown surface, crisp textures, intense flavor development. So the last one is the frying. The frying is use hot fat or oil. The example is sauteing, stir frying, shallow frying, and deep frying. So for key outcome for frying is very rapid cooking, crisp crust, rich flavor. Okay, so we move to another slide. This is the slide of moist heat. Okay, so what is the moist heat? Moist heat is methods like boiling, simmering, and poaching excel at creating tender textures and are ideal for tougher cuts of meat and fibrous vegetables. So, I want to talk about the boiling. The boiling can cause the greatest loss of nutrients. Okay, so for steaming, preserves the most nutrients as the food has minimal contact with the water. So We move to another slide, that is dry heat. Dry heat have a grilling and barbecuing. So grilling and barbecuing use intense radiant heat to cook food quickly, creating the residual char and flavor. However, this high heat can also produce potentially harmful compounds. So I want to discuss about the hidden risks. Have two. First is HCA and PAH. So HCA is heterocyclic amines, formed when amino acids in meat react at high temperatures, found on the surface of well done of charred meat, fish and poultry. The second one is polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. It's formed when fat drips onto hot coals or flames. This resulting smoke carries PAH up to the surface of the food. So both of these have been shown to cause cancerous tumors in animal studies. The key factor is temperature is critical and increase from 200 to 250 can triple HCA content. So for this slide, okay, a playbook for safer grilling. So first is marinade first. Marinades containing lemon juice, herbs and spice such as garlic, onion, pepper, paprika can act as a barrier, and their antioxidant compounds can inhibit HCA or PAH formation by up to 70%. So the second one is control the heat. Cook at lower temperatures, 170 to 200 Celsius, and avoid direct contact between flames and food. So the third one is turn frequently. Turning food often prevents any one side. Food often prevents any one side from becoming overly charred and building up high concentrations of HCAs. The fourth is trim the fat. Removing excess fat from meat before grilling reduces the amount that can trip and create pH-laden smoke. So the last one is avoid the char. Do not serve blackened or heavily charred portions of food. Okay, so this is the slide that I want to talk about frying. So how hot oil creates the perfect crust. So frying. Frying is a process of cooking food by immersing in hot oil, which acts as an extremely efficient heat transfer medium. Okay, so the process is, first one is moisture transfer. As food hits the hot oil, water at the surface instantly vaporizes, creating a steam barrier that pushes outward. So the second one is crust formation. This rapid water loss dehydrates the surface, creating the characteristic crepe crust. The third one is fat transfer. As water leaves, small amounts of oil are absorbed into the food surface, adding flavor and richness. The last one is interior cooking. The heat is conducted from the crust to the center of the food, cooking it through. So the balance of these forces determines the final textures and crispiness of the food. So this slide is tell about the degradation of frying oil. So what happens when you reheat? So frying oil isn't static. It undergoes significant chemical changes with use, influenced by moisture from food, air, and high temperatures. So this is the key degradation pathways. First one is hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is moisture from food reacts with the oil, creating free fatty acids. FFA can create off flavors and lower the oil smoke point. So for the oxidation, oxygen from the air attacks the oil, creating volatile compounds affecting flavor and oxidized polymers. So the last one is polymerization. So at high temperatures, oil molecules link together, forming large polymers. This increases the oil's viscosity, making it thick and syrupy, darkens its color, and causes foaming. So here's the constitutive agent, change effect, and new compounds. So this is the slide of the acrylamide factor. So why golden brown is the goal? So this slide is the intelligent cook's playbook. So guiding principles for every meal have the 6 principles. So the first one is minimize water contact. Minimize water contact is to preserve water-soluble vitamins. Prefer steaming or overboiling. If you do boil or poach, use the cooking liquid in sauces or soups. So the second one is control your heat. High heat creates flavor but also risks nutrient loss and the formation of harmful compounds. Use the lowest temperature that achieves the desired result. So the third one is shorten cooking time. Shorter cooking time is cook foods for the shortest time possible. Cut vegetables into uniform pieces for quicker, more even cooking. The fourth one is embrace the marinade. So embrace the marinade is use acidic, antioxidant-rich marinades when grilling to protect the food and inhibit the formation of HCAs and PAH. The fifth one is aim for golden, not brown. When frying or roasting starchy foods, control the color to minimize assimilate formation. The last one is use fresh oil. Avoid repeatedly reusing frying oil as it degrades and can transfer negative qualities to your food. So this is the slide of culinary toolkit, choosing the right method for the job. So cooking is not just an art, it's an applied science. So this is the last one of this slide. The key data at glance have the 3 key data. First is nutrient retention in broccoli, second one is acrylamide formation, and the last one is chemical changes in fine oil. So that's all from me. Thank you.